It is my pleasure to introduce Vera Margarida Cunha. She was a district director until a year and 2 months ago. And I had the pleasure of being the club growth director when she was district director. And now today she's going to talk about all the insights about membership, about what we need to know in order to make better clubs, better sessions, in order to keep our members. It's a really, how can I say, a very tight equilibrium balance between growth and the membership of keeping people. And I'm sure that Vera will be giving us lots of different tips in order to do both. So Vera, the floor is yours. Best of luck, and we'll be here.
Okay, thank you for being here. It's a pleasure for me to see all of you here in this meeting, in this room, in this Zoom meeting. And I think we are going to have like 1 hour workshop webinar where we want to think a little bit about membership, about how important it is to find new members for our clubs and how relevant it is for all of us to become a member of a Toastmasters organization. Let me start by sharing my screen. And I will ask some of you to say something like this, like you can see the presentation? Okay, thank you. So the name of my webinar is Be the Spark. And I think that when we talk about being the spark, we have to quote Bruce Springsteen, of course, because you all know you can start a fire without a spark, right? So I think that maybe at this moment you are hearing a music in your mind, and I hope that you don't forget that you, each one of you, you are a spark. But the question is, your spark really can become a flame and change everything. And what does this mean? This means that each one of us can act as a spark to ignite more membership to our clubs. But why is this important, you might ask? And I think this is important because all of us, ourselves, the ones that are here and already are Toastmasters, we know how important this was for each one of us, for our lives. And as I was saying, this is going to be a very interactive workshop, or at least I'm hoping that you will answer my questions. And I will ask you to use the chat or just open up your mic and answer this question. What was the spark that really inspired you to join Toastmasters? And again, you can use both channels, either the chat or you can use also the people. Okay, the people, the first question. Thank you. My club, more sparks. What were your sparks? You can open up your mic. The people, but we have to get to the club to meet the people, of course, right? So what were the sparks that really ignited you to join Toastmasters? It was a pilot session organized by fellow Toastmasters. I love the motto, where leaders are made, and I hope that we are delivering the promise that we do. What were more sparks? There are plenty of people here. I want to get to know more sparks. Mentoring. A former member told me about Toastmasters. I never looked back since. Okay. Anyone? More sparks? Should I keep waiting for them to come? Okay, so we talked about mentoring, about a warm welcome, a training session, a joint event, the people, the club. We talked about lots of different sparks because that's it. We never know what might ignite another person to join Toastmasters. And Paulo was saying, I was inspired by Toastmasters and thought that was my path. And I hope, of course, I know that you were right. So the thing is that we all know definitely that are different sparks that made each one of us to join Toastmasters, and sparks that really inspire people to join. But of course, we think about what brings people to Toastmasters, but let's go a little deeper on what are the real goals of people who join Toastmasters. And if we take a look at this official data, we really we can see that the main reasons why people join Toastmasters is to build confidence, is to become a more effective speaker, to improve presentation skills. So the main reason for people to join Toastmasters is not the one that Stefan was mentioning, where leaders are made, but more public speaking, more effective, being a more effective speaker. So the thing is that we have to be aware that there are so many different reasons for people to join Toastmasters, and we have to be sure that we are delivering that content, that possibility for people to fulfill their goals. Because even if they are smaller pieces of our pie chart, we can see that some people join to build social connections, to increase fluency, like for instance, English fluency, to network with others, and also to develop motivation strategies. So what I want you to think when you are seeing these pie charts is that even if there are so many people, or most of the people join to develop public speaking, the important thing is that we should never forget that there are people who join for other reasons, and we should try to give to all of them a place where they can find what they are looking for. So today we are going to speak a little bit about, let's call it two sparks. The spark number one, where we are going to talk about the new member perspective journey, and the spark number two, where we are going to speak about engagement and retention, because this is the two most important things when it comes to membership. First, we need to bring new ones, but second one, we should engage them and retain them, because we all know that we need strong clubs in order to have better experiences of growth for everyone. So now let's go again for your intervention. Put yourself in the shoes of a prospective member. How do you decide what to do with your free time? How do you decide to become a Toastmasters? What is the spark that ignites you? So, again, you can open up your mics, or you can use the chat to give me some answers for this. What is the spark that ignites you? But remember, you are not a Toastmasters. You are looking for information. You are seeing what are the options in the market. What could be the thing that really sparks you and makes you want to join Toastmasters? I'm waiting for your answers. A safe place to learn and grow. Okay, this is a very important thing, Paula. And sometimes it's not that easy to show that we are really a safe place, a safe and fun environment. Seeing inspirational speeches, they have to be aware that Toastmasters exist. That's a very important thing. Let me try to follow your answers. Great speakers with a good attitude, sharing knowledge. Serve as a district leader. Okay, that could be the spark, but that is going to be like a very far away spark. Skill reinforcement for sure. The thing is that, again, you are talking here about so many different things, and that is very, very interesting, because again, we are all looking for different things, and some of them are easier to show in a first interaction with Toastmasters. The others might be more difficult to show, like for a first timer. So when we first enter a Toastmasters session, probably we will be looking and we will be expecting to find a safe environment and great speeches, which is absolutely true. And all of us, I think, have been impressed by that. But there are other things that maybe we are not really aware, but they can be the spark. Like you were saying, very important things like a safe environment. And that safe environment is part of our meetings, all of them. And we all know how important there is because, of course, we are delivering good meetings, quality meetings, and that is really, really important. So, if we are looking for a place to develop our skills, and some of you said something like that, we need to be sure that we are always delivering good quality meetings because otherwise that first interaction with Toastmasters will not be that impressive. So Irena is saying that I love the structure, and that is really absolutely true. I was in a Toastmasters meeting last Thursday, and I think there was like 10 guests. And guess what? At the moment when the president asked, "So, what was your first experience? What really impressed you?" Most of them answered the structure. So if we delivered good structured meetings, the first touch between a prospective member and a club will be a good one. And that is really, really, really important. So when we are talking about the prospective member journey, there are 4 phases. And we are going to talk a little bit about all of them. And then now it's the time for you to get out of this meeting if you don't want to work. I'm joking. I want you to work. But then we are going to work a little bit on this prospective member journey. So, when we are talking about how do members really find out Toastmasters and how do they make the decision to join Toastmasters, usually there are 4 phases: the awareness, the evaluation, the moment where people decided to join, and the support. And all of them are very, very relevant for people to become Toastmasters. So, if we think about the first one, the awareness one, we need to know that prospective members are really aware that they have a need or a problem. And in this case, they want to develop a skill, might be leadership skills or public speaking skills. They are actively researching how to address their needs or solve their problem. And of course, they are seeking a clear and understandable product offering. So they are on the right moment to get to know Toastmasters because they are looking for something that we have to give to them. And then we have, the evaluation phase. In this phase, prospective members will compare your products and services to other options. And also, they want proof that you can deliver. They want proof that what you say that you will give to them, you will definitely give to them. And that is the moment when, guests come to the meetings once, twice, 3 times, and then we start teasing them to become members. But they are really evaluating what are we offering. And again, every meeting is really relevant for people to evaluate how is the quality of our product, because at some point we should definitely see Toastmasters as a product without feeling, shy about saying this, because we all know that we are offering a product that let us become better speakers, leaders, and persons, in my humble opinion. So then, after the evaluation phase, there will be the join phase. So, how do they commit? They need a straightforward process for joining that supports their decision to trust the product. And we all know how important there are the first moments when we become Toastmasters. When we receive like a small certificate saying that we are Toastmasters from now on, or when we are assigned a mentor, or when we are teased to do our icebreaker. So the joint phase is really an important one. Do you remember about the safe environment and like-minded people and people that will help you to grow? So that's the moment when we have the chance to prove that we really offer what we are promising. And then there is this support phase. You know, after the moment where we are excited for becoming a member, we all know that we will need people to support our engagement, our way of getting really into Toastmasters. So, what we will need to do is to be very clear and be very, very aware that members will ask for help, or maybe we should offer our help to them. So we should check to see how they are doing with their goals. And we should find ways to know if they are satisfied, because that will be the way for us to definitely keep them engaged. So, this is the moment where we will work a little bit, and I will ask you to go through this template, this membership, this new members journey, and try to um, identify, to create, to try to assign some activities and resources to all of these phases. So we are going to create some breakout rooms. I will try to, I
Vera,
don't know,
I
we
can
are,
create them for you. Would you like
yes,
me to also, so we're talking about 4 rooms, correct?
I think so,
Each of these?
because,
And I will
uh,
actually start, when I create, I'll see if I can actually name them so that we know which room is which. Let me see.
okay, thank you
Yes,
for,
we
I
can
think
read
that, thank you. I think that
awareness.
4 breakout rooms will be more than enough. And your mission, if you decided to accept it, of course, I was feeling like mission impossible, is to create some activities and resources that are needed, and then we can implement to make this new member experience more fluid, more easy, more engaging. So how can we work a little bit on this awareness phase, on this evaluation phase, on this join phase, and on this support phase? So we don't have plenty of time, so I will give you like 7 minutes, like a Toastmaster speech, to create at least one activity and one resource for each one of the phases. And then we will come back to this big room to share your insights. Because the thing is that there is a spark that is really important, is our creativity and our willingness to try different things. So I don't know if you are ready.
It's
I
ready
was
now. I can admit people in. So I've
okay.
changed the names of the rooms so that they will match these headers of this table that Vera is showing. And when I click here, open all rooms, we are going to be automatically going into these meetings. I'm just not sure. I've checked the an option there so that Vera, you and I and Scarlett will not automatically assigned. Okay,
Okay,
but I'm not
perfect.
sure if this will work or not. So three.
But before,
Yes.
Norberto, please,
Sure.
before you, I will leave this template on the chat for you to have access to it. But let me ask before everyone goes to the breakout rooms, if there is any doubt. It was clear what I am expecting from you, right? I think there
Long?
is.
How long?
7 minutes.
Thank you.
This
So
is
there's
going
so
to
there's
be
one so there's one room for each. So there's one room for awareness, one room for evaluation, and they focus on that
absolutely,
part.
yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
yeah.
Okay, you tell me when you want to start, Vera. I'm
I
here.
think you can now create the
Okay,
rooms.
so 3, 2, 1, ta-da! It's done. And Mariana is not assigned. I will assign Mariana because she's just joined. Mariana Diaz. Mariana, I'll
Okay.
join. I'll assign you to join because there's one fewer person there.
Okay, thank you.
Join. Done. And Scarlett and myself and you, Vera, we're still here, so it's up to us. But everybody else, we just stay there. They're moving there, I think.
Okay.
Everybody, you probably have a confirmation box that you have to say yes, so that you can join the room. Okay.
Actually, I don't have anything.
I think that's because Vera. That's because I chose that option of
Oh,
as
perfect.
not joining. So if you want, you can go to any of those rooms at any moment you
Yeah,
want, and then come back and then
that's,
move to another one.
that's what I will do,
Yeah.
is to see how people are distributed.
So I'm
in
gonna
the-
be here. If anyone asks, I'll be here as a doorman, okay?
Okay, thank you as a doorman.
We have two more people to assign, and so I'm going to assign them now to awareness.
Yeah, because that's the one who has.
Yeah, fewer people. So they're now there. Marta and Pedro, if you'd like to join one of those other rooms, like awareness, evaluation, join and support, feel free to join now. I still see a few people here. I'd be surprised if these people were actually in or maybe they're just not online yet. There we are. Vera's left, so we'll stay here. Marta, are you joining one of the rooms? Marta, vais juntar-te a um das salas? Doesn't look like. Oh, she's gone. We have 3 Anas Correias. I think this is the same person
Yeah, sure.
being a great supporter for Vera by, increasing the numbers. I'm joking. This is being recorded. Actually, we can stop recording now. Let's pause this.
Because what is happening with
So, and my presentation is already here, right? You can see the presentation.
yes.
We can see it. Yes.
Thank you. So people are coming back. And I know it was not enough time, right?
No.
Of course not enough. Of course not enough.
Not enough time.
Not enough time. I know. But the idea is to tease you. I'm going to leave the spark and then you're going to start to fire, of course. That's the idea. We don't have enough time to go deep in this discussion, but I will ask a spokesperson from each group to share some ideas, like 1 minute each, and I will start with the awareness group. So do you have like a spokesperson?
Okay, that'll be
Okay,
me.
done. Let's go.
Right. Okay. Spreading the word of Toastmasters via social media, and I say that because I've heard many of our guests have mentioned that they use Meetup, I think it's called, which I've never used myself, so I don't know. So it could be that, or it could be Instagram or LinkedIn, or maybe we should attract younger crowds with TikTok. I don't know if people want to make videos about that. And if it's a corporate club, then you can use your internal teams and internal communications to promote
Okay, so we
guests to visit.
Yeah. Sorry, I
Yeah.
think I interrupted you.
No, that's okay. So,
Okay, thank you, Dan. Because the thing is that we need to be aware that there is still of promotion to do. We need to spread the word. It's never enough, and we need more people to get to know Toastmasters. So each one of us is really a public relations of Toastmasters, and we should take into consideration in a very serious way that way of looking to ourselves. So now let's go to the evaluation group. Who is the spokesperson? I will stop my sharing. Is there a
Okay.
spokesperson? Okay.
Yeah, hi Vera. Well, I will
Hi,
do it.
Carl.
I've made some notes. Hi everybody, but Monica may want to add in. For us, we talked about the evaluation phase and things that people look about, and just the background. For me, when I've gone to a club, it was location, it was the time of day, and it was the atmosphere as well. It's about being greeted at the door with people with name badges. Our club, I'm in Sagrada Familia in Barcelona, but I live in London. So for me, it is about, we talked about language because there was someone on the club or on our group there was English speaking, Polish speaking, and Spanish. I want to develop my Spanish. Another person may want to develop Polish. So it's about people are looking at that. So you have to talk about the quality of your speakers. You have to think about that. Are you meeting that need? And then the other thing that Monica said was, you know, it just needs to fulfill your expectations. When I was looking for one club or a Spanish speaking club, I went to 2 or 3 in COVID because everything was online. But Monica went to one club and it just fulfilled her expectations straight away. So she just went to one. But I think one of the things we thought about is to find a niche. Find this is your specialism. If there's like 5 or 6 clubs in your area, what's special about you? What do you bring to the party? So it's find your niche and show it.
Thank you, Carl, for so many insights. It was more than enough as I can see. So short time, but very good ideas. And what I hear from what you were saying is that definitely we have so many different offers that sometimes we need to find the prospective member to find the option that better fits what he's looking for. And this is a very important thing to do as well, because sometimes we want people to join our club, but maybe we know a better fit for that person. And I think this is very important. It's not only about our club, it's about our organization, but most of all, it's about the experience of that new member. So if we know a better fit for that person, I think we should guide them to get to know that better fit. Thank you, Carl, for your insights.
Okay.
And now let's go for the join group. Oh, there is no spokesperson.
No one else is going to.
Okay,
Stephen. Go on, Stephen.
Okay, so we had some discussions, and Cora especially has some challenges in her area and her clubs. So one of the areas that we looked at is Cora mentioned that having to speak to people several times with the same information. And what we've done at Prestigious is we had a group of new members, and we did a Zoom meeting and we recorded it where we did the onboarding session of how to register and get on board with Easy Speak, how to register and get on board with Toastmasters.org, just the simple stuff, and made a short video that we can now give out when people sign up to the club. And that might be something, if interested, we can share it. I can share it into the group, or I'll share it with Norberto or Scarlett to distribute. We also talked about mentoring and the issue around clubs with lots of new members not having mentors, and how we can work around that, how we can develop that. We didn't really come up with a solution, but something I thought about and didn't. The time was too short for me to get to mention it, so I'll mention it here, is whether we could get some, like we're doing with the Helping Hands, get some online mentors from other clubs or other areas, so that where there's areas that are weak with the established members, we can give some online mentoring as well.
That's the good thing about being in a Toastmasters environment, is that there will always be people who are willing to help. And the idea of the helping hands that you were mentioning is really important. And also thank you to offer your onboarding video, because there are so many resources. We have so many resources. Sometimes we just have to find them. But most of all, I think we need to be aware that we need to use them. So we really need to help people join Toastmasters in the way that they feel like they belong. So this is not that easy. And if we remember our first moments when we start hearing about VPMs and pathways and level 1 and level 3, it's not easy. And we need, again, to put ourselves on the shoes of the new members, of the new prospective members. So one thing that I heard from you is that we really need to be willing to help. Either it will be in our club or in our region, in our district, in this organization. And fortunately, there will always be someone who will willing to help. And finally, let's go to the support group. Who is going to support the conclusions of this group?
Okay, thank you. Hello, everyone. Irena. Yes, we had a beautiful, diverse group with new club officers as vice president membership, new president, and everyone gave a different perspective. But I believe that in one of the we share the same, and that yes, members, they can ask in a WhatsApp group. So there is not like one particular person. Usually is a vice president membership and vice president education. So members, they do ask in a WhatsApp group questions if they need help. And also we all agree that it could be nice and beneficial to do once per 6 months a little survey, which no one from us is currently doing or practicing. So that was something which we were considering to do it in the future. And yes, there were also diverse opinions about how do we check if members are doing well with their goals. So also like it varies. So that's
okay.
answer.
So can you expand a little bit on the survey issue? What would be the reason to have that survey?
To know if the members are satisfied.
Okay.
Because usually it's like roles are spread between vice president membership and vice president education, and the presidents, they are more chatty, more with the members, but we don't have like a database where are all opinions or feedbacks kept. So it's more like if the officers are chatty, they are talking, they know, but not that we are keeping this in the database. Now look into Scarlett, remember her presentation, how important it is.
Yeah, it really is. And of course, we all know how important feedback is, right? And it's not only about how we deliver our speeches, but also about the experience that we are offering to each member. And it's not only about the new members, it's also about the older members, which is really important as well, because sometimes we start focusing only on the new members and we forget about the old members, and then at some moment we look for them and they are not there anymore. So this is a very, very important thing as well, and this bridges very well with the next theme of our session today. So let me continue sharing my presentation. The idea, of course, we will not have time to discuss this everything, but I will give you my presentation and I have some ideas to share with you. But the thing is that we really need to take time to think and to evaluate what we are doing, like the survey that you are mentioning. And sometimes we need to stop, create like a meeting with our officers, with our members, and think about all of these templates, the awareness, evaluation, joining, support that we do give to our new members. And the thing the thing that I would like you to keep on your minds is that the spark is that definitely the value that we deliver at every stage of the prospective member journey, and all of the phases are important in the same way. It's not only about the awareness, not only about the support, all of them are as important as all of them. So the spark is the value that we deliver during the journey, but not only the perspective journey, but also the member journey, which is very important. Because the thing that we need to start thinking about after this is how to keep the spark alive. Because like you were saying, sometimes we are not aware about the value that we are really delivering to the members. And if they feel like we are not offering the promise that we said that we are going to deliver, of course, will start to feel less committed. And at some point, they will go away. So how to keep them engaged and committed is the second part of our session today. So the thing that we should do, it's like Irene was saying, the team that was talking about support, because of course support has more to do with the member experience itself. So it was really aligned with this moment. So we need to try to connect member goals, but to connect to member goals, we need to know what are the member goals, what are they looking for. But also, that's why it's so important to create a survey or a moment to discuss this with the members. Our goals will be different from the moment we join to the moment we are Toastmasters for about 1 year, for instance, because at the beginning, when I was asking what was your spark to join Toastmasters, someone wrote, and I know who was that someone, to become a district officer. But of course, that is not a goal when we join Toastmasters. That is a goal that we are going to have after being in Toastmasters for 1 year or 2 years. The thing is that members don't have one lifetime goal. They will have different goals. That's why the evaluation is so much needed. So if we again come back to these reasons why people join Toastmasters, we need to discuss with them in what part of this pie chart they are right now. What what do they want to deliver in this moment? Are they more into leadership skills right now? Or are they want to prepare like a specific presentation that is very important to them? So the thing is that sometimes we assume that we know what people are looking for, and we should never assume. We should discuss with them what are their goals, because otherwise we will be offering them something that can be very valuable, but definitely will not be what they are looking for. So value is what members are looking for, is not what we deliver. And this is a very important thing as well for us to keep in mind. So we talked here about onboarding, but we should also think a little bit about the moment when people leave. So the interview that we should conduct with members when they are leaving, this is very important thing, because what was the reason for them to leave? Sometimes it's just because they are moving away, they change jobs, something in their family have changed, but most of the times they go away because they are not finding the things that they are looking for. And again, sometimes we might guide them to find a club that could offer better options for them. And this is going to be a very good thing that we are doing, because we are just making sure that everyone gets what he or she needs to get out of this organization. So it's as much as important to interview people when they are joining, to know what are their goals, but also what are their reasons to leave, to not renew. And now we are dealing with that important moment of the year, because people are renewing right away. So renewal time is ending like in 3 days, and maybe there are so many members who haven't renewed yet. So we should go there and ask them why are not considering to renew, and maybe we can restart again. We can create a new start for that member. So the thing that we should be aware of is that, again, your spark, the way that you engage with members, the way that you give everyone the opportunity to shine, can definitely become a flame and change everything. But that will definitely have to do with the quality meetings. Quality meetings are the spark. And this is something that we should be aware of. This is an environment that needs to be organized, managed all together, because quality meetings require dedicated and focused planning to deliver value to members, and this is the role of the club officers. But also quality meetings improve member retention and encourage members to fill roles, and of course increase interest in club officer roles. If we want quality meetings to work as a spark, we need, of course, to foster a culture of excellence, to meet member needs, to conduct smooth and impactful meetings, but also we really need to work on the member engagement. Either it be in the beginning of their journey, or in the middle, or when their journey is coming to an end. which we should try to stop. So to wrap up this session, I gather like 100 sparks to share with you. I'm going to put this on the chat right away, but I wanted you to take a look of all these ideas, because there are so many ways for us to ignite membership, and I tried to organize them in a very fun and direct way. So one way of igniting membership is personal invitations, and I just highlighted one of them for you to have an idea, and I try to highlight the one that is more creative or more original or more easy to implement. So why don't you ask guests to bring a friend next time? That will be a way to ignite membership. But also we can try to have more workplace outreach. Like, for instance, share Toastmasters success stories in staff meetings. Like, out of nowhere, I will share my Toastmasters success story, and that will be a way of igniting people and let the spark on the ones that are not Toastmasters yet. Also, we talked about social media and online presence. It is still one of the best ways to get to people who doesn't know Toastmasters yet. So we should encourage members to share Toastmasters posts on their profiles. I know that people are not really into social media anymore, but let's try to do it. We never know who we might impact. Also, more community engagement. Some of you told me at the beginning that you get to know Toastmasters in an open house. That will be a way of creating more engagement and creating more awareness. So speak at schools and colleges. And for us as members, sometimes it's also an opportunity to develop our communication skills. So we just need to align our needs as a club with the needs and the goals of our members. And most of the people will really grab that opportunity if we offer them to our club members. Also, club events. And again, I highlighted just one. Invite guest speakers from the community. Sometimes there are some guest speakers who will be very proud to be invited to speak in a club like ours. So bring people from the community. They will be proud and they will be our public relations without knowing. So recognition and incentives. For instance, why don't you recognize the top recruiter of the year? Offer them something. All of us have, all of our clubs can offer like a ribbon, a trophy, but who is going to be the top recruiter of the year? We know that recognition is very important. Also, partnerships and networking in our communities. Why don't we partner with non-profits for training? We have so many tools, so many training programs that we can deliver. And again, try to align our goals as a club officer, as a club, with the goals of our members. And it's easy to do that if we start the process. Creative campaigns. Creativity is really, really important. So I highlighted one again. Host a Bring Your Boss Day. What about bringing your boss to a Toastmasters meeting? I think this can be a very good idea. Maybe they will learn a little bit about communication and leadership skills, and I would say that most of them need that. And of course, member stories, the narratives that we share about Toastmasters and how they impacted our lives will be the best way to engage with people and to attract new members. And finally, but not least important, the guest experience that we were talking here about. So one idea to spark your membership is to send guests a personalized thank you note for coming to your meetings. And this will make definitely all the difference. So wrapping up our session from today, I would share with you, and I just want to somehow bring to your memory what we talked about during this hour that just fly away. We recognize the phases of the prospective member journey, and we identified critical activities during this prospective member journey. But also, we talked about developing strategies to re-engage past members, but most of all, strategies to retain members. And all of them have to do with keeping the spark alive. We need to be sure that each one of our members are still feel like they are having the experience of their lives. So if we want to sum up the main ideas, I try to create here the three, not the three wise men, but the three wise sparks: creativity, consistency, and connection. These are going to be the most important sparks that you have to keep with you, and you have to bring to your clubs. Creativity. Always try new and different things. Consistency. We know that quality is really important. And connection. There is nothing more important for us as a community, as an organization, than the connection that we create with the members. And we should always keep those three those three wise sparks aligned, because we cannot focus on one and forget about the others. So creativity, consistency, and connection will be the way for us to create a better environment for everyone. So now that we are coming to an end, I will ask you to share again on the chat, or if you want, open up your mics and share it with your voice. What is one thing that you learned from this session that you will implement in your club? I will wait for your answers.
I think I will try the feedback for the people that leave, like a formal feedback.
Okay, great. Inviting
And
the boss. Sorry, Katerina.
yeah,
Let's
that's
do
it.
this like in a
many,
very
many things, but that one I think I will do. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. I will share my presentation here on the chat as soon as we end. So now I lost the chat. Okay, networking with, no, it's not here. Inviting the boss, organize an open day. More ideas. Thank you, Vera, great presentation. Thank you. More ideas.
Yeah, I wanted to sort of say thank you, Vera. Great presentation, some great ideas, lots of interesting insights. But I agree with Katerina. The one that I noted down and put a tick by was the interview of members leaving, find out why they're leaving. Three reasons: one, to see if there's something that can be fixed; two, to send them to another club if that works; and three, to understand if there's something that needs to be fixed at our club.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the idea. Try to get to know better why they are leaving. That's very, very relevant. Okay, do everything we can from the list. That could be a good idea as well. Everything. I have like 100 ideas for all of you, so that's nice. I'm trying to put my presentation here on the chat, but somehow it's not working. I can send them to you after the meeting, because I think Scarlett already shared with me who was here, and I will share with you the documents at the 100 ideas. So thank you for being here. And most of all, I just want you to thank you for being the spark. I'm sure that from everyone that is here in this room is a spark for creating better and more beautiful clubs, beautiful in a way that they are the place where people can become better professionals, better speakers, and better leaders. And I truly believe that Toastmasters change the world one person at a time. So let's keep sparking, let's keep inspiring people to become Toastmasters. And most of all, don't forget what Bruce Springsteen has told us. You can start a fire without the spark. And you, here in this room, you are the sparks. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Vera. And going back to Bruce Springsteen, we don't have to dance here in the dark. It's quite light. We can still do it. Thank you so much. Your webinar was good, was fantastic actually, full of great insights and great tips for us to improve. Now, directing now the message to all the participants here. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that every single day when you are at work or going to an event, you look at somebody. There's always somebody who you think that person could be a great Toastmaster, or you think that person really needs Toastmasters. You choose one of these, and why not inviting them? It's a great way to increase the family, to make the family bigger and to take advantage, let's say, in a good way, a positive way, constructive, from their experience, but also to help them. It's what we do here. We've been helped a lot to get where we are. I'm sure we will still be helped a lot, and we can still be that person as well for other people. And then it's up to us to do this. It's not up to some adult outside of the room. We are the adults in the room here. Everyone here in this room, in this webinar, and every person, of course, who is not here as well, you have what it takes to make this. You can be a VPM, it could be a president, or it could be a regular member without a specific club officer role. But you can still get involved in this and be the spark for other people to make them great Toastmasters. So thank you all for coming. It's been great. It's great to count on you. Soon we'll have more of these webinars as well. Maybe Vera will want to do more as well. Vera,
always ready.
It's always open. We always just say, just challenge us, and we'll of course say yes. And I hope that you've enjoyed this. And now let's enjoy some Sunday night dinner for those of you who are still at that time. And see you soon in a meeting or in a webinar or in the fall summits. Goodbye, everyone.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks for the session. Bye for now, guys.
Thank you.
Bye,
Bye everyone.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.